Hello, Mr. T here. In this session, the piece I would like to talk about is Chanson Boheme by Bizet from the book Great Winners. I've chosen this piece as it is set for grade 5, list A. If you choose to play this piece for your grade, here are some ideas on how you could improve your marks. Firstly, let me play the melody. Yes, I agree with you. Not very musical, not very interesting, and as the word chanson is in the title, it really isn't like a song at all. So how can I make it more interesting and more musical? The points I will cover are tempo, dynamics, articulation, and musicianship. Firstly, tempo. Two things to notice about tempo. Firstly, the speed at the beginning, and then look through the piece to see if this speed changes. At the beginning it says Allegretto. This is slightly tricky because it is similar to Allegro, which means lively, but it is different. However, because it has gretto on the end, it indicates that it is a little Allegro, or in other words, not as fast, not as lively as Allegro, but it's not too slow either. So how fast then? I'll play from the beginning, halfway through the second line, to give you an idea of a suitable tempo. I think something like that will be suitable. But it's your piece, you have a think. Experiment with different ideas. What do you think will be best? Secondly, have a think as you look through, does the tempo change? And you will see that in bar 20 it says rit. And this is short for ritardando, which means a sudden slowing down. Also notice the pause above the B, and then the following bar is marked a tempo. So back to the same speed that you started with, and it stays at this right up to the end. Now let's add dynamics to tempo. There is not a lot of variation here. Even at the loudest point, it's still only forte, which is loud. Do notice the short crescendos and diminuendos during the second line, and try to make a feature of these as it all adds to the general interest for the listener. I'll play the second line to give you an idea of what is meant. So you get those little swells going up and coming straight back down again. Now for articulation, the tonguing and slurring. Have a look through the piece and you will see various markings which you will need to play. Many of the notes will need to be tongued, but how so? Hard? Gently? I'll come back to this later. Curved lines are the slurs, and here you will need to tongue the first one, then play the others without tonguing, making them as smooth as possible. Look at the last line. Dots underneath the notes show a staccato marking, which means play short and sharp. I'll play the last line so you can hear what is meant. And notice the last note has a little grace note before it. You'll need to squeeze in that C sharp just before the beat. Lastly, now that we have dynamics, tempo and articulation, the technical bits, it's time to think about musicianship. And what this means is thinking about what story the music is wanting you to tell through your playing. The clues are in the title and the word Allegretto. Chanson Boheme comes from Bizet's opera Carmen. And as the word chanson tells us, it's a song. So it's really important that you have an idea of a song in your head. So I don't think it's a good idea to tongue the note too hard. And don't make the tempo too fast. Remember that it is a song, and if it's too fast, the singer will trip over the words. So try to keep your playing as cantabile, as song-like in a singing style at all times. After this session, you can go and research Bizet's opera and find the lyrics and the music, and this might help you. I'm sure there will be performances on YouTube. Now the 4 points, tempo, dynamics, articulation and musicianship have been covered. I will end by playing through the piece, thinking about these ideas, and you will be able to compare it with the first playthrough and see the difference.